Okay. Hey everybody. So right now we are going to go over the syllabus. I know we haven't had class yet, but this class, there's a lot to do in this class, and I want to make sure that our time is spent well, and so I think this is one of the best ways to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next about 10 minutes going over the syllabus. So if you're watching this, fantastic. If you know people who have not, please tell your friends to watch this video. Friends in the class, that is. I don't care about your friends outside of class. So let's start. We'll start at the beginning, and I'll just run you through this. So the syllabus is tentative because it can change, right? It can change based on your needs, based on my needs, based on what's going on with the class. Again, I'm Charles Collins. I would prefer if you called me Dr. Collins or Professor Collins. Either one is okay with me, particularly when you're emailing me. So if you email me, please do it in a respectful way. Please don't call me bro, dude, so on and so forth. I would appreciate you address me as a professional, because I will do the same for you and give you the same respect. My office is in UW 135. That's the first floor of UW 1, near the north entrance, sort of by the parking structure. My office hours, again tentative, are going to be Thursdays from 1:30 to 3 or by appointment. So appointment is fine with me. I'm usually in my office. Oftentimes I'm doing other things. My phone number is right here, as you can see. So, but I don't really answer that. So the best way to contact me is by email. Please do not email the Canvas site. I will not respond to those emails. It's too difficult to get into that system and email people back. So if you want to email me, do it directly. So just email me directly. Do not do it within the Canvas website. I would really appreciate that. I try to get to email quickly, so I will get to you within 48 hours. I usually respond within 24 hours, however. Our textbook for this course is going to be Community Psychology, Linking Individuals and Communities, the 3rd edition, by Hill, Thomas, Wandersman, Elias, and Dalton. If you have a 2nd edition, it should be fine. There'll be some upgrades to the 3rd edition, some switching around of things, but for the most part, you should be okay if you have a 2nd edition. However, if you don't, please buy the 3rd edition. It doesn't make sense to buy an older edition if you don't have one already. And then on top of that, we'll be doing some weekly readings, and those will be assigned as we sort of move on throughout the quarter. So the description, you guys can read this on your own. I don't need to go into this. Basically, this is community psychology, right? So we're learning about community psychology. We're learning about how to think contextually and how to understand how communities influence, or the context can influence, individual behavior. And so we'll be going over the various values, goals, and theories, and research and practice of community psychology. Now, the structure that I use in my classrooms is a little bit different, I think, than what you might see in many other classrooms. So I sort of feel like that learning is a collaborative approach, and it's really centered around all members in the classroom, not just the instructor. So I'm one source of knowledge, but you all have your own knowledge base and experience from which to draw. And so we want to center the learning in the classroom not just around me as the instructor, but around you all as well. So what I like to do in my classrooms is provide opportunities and provide a structure where students can work together on problems and group activities within the classroom to provide a richer learning experience. So the more opportunities you have to apply the theories and the information that you've learned through a textbook, the better that will be ingrained in your brain, and the more critical you will be about those theories and about other societal contexts as well. And so the course is going to be based around these following components. So obviously there's going to be reading, right? There's reading in every course. So you're going to be responsible for reading before coming to class. It's very important. I will also conduct mini lectures. This is something that's a little different. So as you see, I do a lot of things through video. And so what I'll be doing is I'll be conducting mini lectures, which are short 10 to 15 minute lectures, closer to 10 minutes usually, covering the topics of the day. So for example, if we're covering empowerment, you might have 1 to 2 mini lectures on empowerment for the week, and you're responsible for watching those mini lectures before coming to class. And to ensure that you do so, we'll be doing mini essays. So you'll have 14 essays throughout the quarter, so it's roughly 1 per lesson, to ensure that you understand the reading and the mini lectures. And these are graded essays. We'll also be doing in-class discussion, in-class, out-of-class participation, and this class is also different because we're doing a community-based learning project. So you will be required to dedicate roughly 2 hours a week to a community organization that we're working to partner with. And when you come to class Tuesday, so it's very important, please come to class Tuesday. It's not just a give me day talking about the syllabus. So Tuesday we'll be talking about the community-based learning experience and project and what that's going to be. So based on that, you'll have to do some reflection papers, and you'll have a rubric for that moving on. Then there's a final project and presentation, as well as 2 exams. I'll let you read the learning objectives here. Basically, I'm wanting you to understand community psychology concepts, how context matters, and have the capacity to work collaboratively with groups of people. I expect that this is not just a class to understand concepts, but also to train you to be out in the real world and to train you to work with other people. So that's very important when you're out in the job market, right? To be able to work collaboratively and work with groups of people. Classroom policies, procedures, norms, expectations. This is sort of standard for every classroom. The biggest one here is academic integrity. Plagiarism is one of the biggest issues for students. So be very, very clear about what plagiarism means and what that entails. If you're taking stuff from Wikipedia and you copy even 3 words from Wikipedia and stick it into a paper, you're plagiarizing. You can be kicked out of school for that. So be very aware of what plagiarism is. Read these various guidelines for students about plagiarism and what it means. It's a very tight rope, so you don't want to even go down that aisle. So be very clear about what plagiarism and academic integrity is. Respect for diversity, obviously. This is a community psychology class at a diverse university, so we respect all sorts of diversity in the classroom, and I expect that to be the norm. Additionally, technology in the classroom. I don't want to see cell phones in the classroom. They've been a distraction to myself. They're a distraction to other students. We will use technology in the classroom at some points, but until I notify you in the classroom, I would like all sorts of technology turned off: iPads, tablets, cell phones, computers, so on and so forth. If you use your computer to take notes, that's fine. Come talk to me and let me know. However, if I see you using your computer for anything other than taking notes, such as Googling, going on BuzzFeed, going on I Can Has Cheeseburger, whatever, I will revoke that privilege, and you'll have to take your notes the old school way. If you missed a class, please, you don't need to email me. Email one of your peers and get a rundown of what was covered and get the notes. Email me. The only time to email me is if it's during an exam or some sort of presentation, and let me know what's going on. And particularly about email, like I mentioned before, email me if you need help with anything, right? I'm here to help you out and here to try to ensure that you are successful in this classroom. However, as mentioned earlier, I will not answer emails that are written in all capital letters, that use inappropriate language, such as text language, or lack professionalism. Emails should be addressed properly and written in a polite and professional manner. I am going to give you the utmost respect when I communicate with you. I expect the same back. So please follow those email rules. Your classroom contribution. So it's really integral in creating an open, collaborative, trusting, and successful learning environment that you participate. And so for your participation, I have particular expectations. First, we really need you to actively engage in all classroom activities, including small and large group discussions, group work, etc. Your participation makes this a much better learning experience for you and as well as for everybody else. As mentioned earlier, just act in a professional and respectful way to peers and colleagues. That's very basic, and you know how to do that. So come to class on time and prepared. This means that you've read and understood the materials required for the day. If you need to leave early, please do so quietly and in a non-obtrusive manner. That would be much appreciated. Also, address understandings immediately. So if you're struggling with a concept or an idea, please talk to me as soon as possible, or appear as soon as possible, because this class will move very quickly. If you don't understand something, if you're stuck on something and we move past it, that might be very detrimental to you moving forward. So please address any of these misunderstandings as soon as possible. And finally, just have fun. I think it's going to be a cool class. It's going to be a lot of hard work, I think, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be fun. And additionally, you worked very hard to get where you're at, to get into college, to get into this classroom. And you're very fortunate to have this opportunity. Most people in the world don't go to college. So please take this opportunity and have fun being part of such a rich learning environment. So I'm asking a lot of you. You're probably thinking, well, what are you going to do for me? So here's what I'm going to do for you. As the instructor, as I mentioned, full participation is integral to this learning environment. So what I will do in return is appropriately prepare for class. So I will understand the material being presented for the day, as well as provide materials for you to receive the deepest understanding as you possibly can. I will try my best to establish a positive classroom environment and really try to ensure that trust and positivity is established within the classroom. I want to communicate to the best of my ability, clearly and consistently, around all issues pertaining to our learning environment and pertaining to the materials that we are discussing. And I also want to attend to and respect your needs as a student. However, it is also up to you to let me know when I need to meet your needs, or when I'm not failing to meet your needs on the other side. So please reciprocate that to me as well. I seek to establish fairness, understanding, and equality amongst you all within the classroom, and I will only ask you to do that which I would ask myself. Meaning, I will not ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. So everything in this classroom I have done in the past, and I will do again. So I think that's only fair. So now moving on to the student resources and information section. This stuff is fairly standard for everybody. IS portfolio, access and accommodations. If you need any accommodations, please talk to me or the Disabilities Resources for Students, and we can work together to figure something out for you. Here's a list of student support services. The syllabus is available on the website, by the way. I'm sure you all know about inclement weather. So if there's anything around that, you should know. So now let's get down to the graded activities, assignments, and exams. As I mentioned earlier, the reading and mini lecture essays. So there's going to be 14 of these, so roughly one per lesson. And they're going to be open on Canvas 48 hours before the next class session. So all of these will be done online on your own time. So, however, although there are 14 of these, I will only be grading 10 of them. So I'll be dropping your 4 lowest grades and using only your top 10 grades to count toward your final grade. The essays will be graded as such. So no credit means you didn't even turn in the assignment. Half credit means you turned in the assignment but showed a clear lack of effort or knowledge through insufficient examples, evidence, or answers. So you just kind of basically stumbled your way through it and made something up. That's still half credit. Full credit is a clear demonstration of the knowledge and material covered in the assignment. So that's how I will be grading your 10 essays, your 10 of your 14 top essays. Participation, again as mentioned before, participation is crucial for this course. So I will be grading participation. Actually, I take that back. You will be grading participation. So participation in this class will account for 15% of your total grade. So to decrease the subjectivity, like I said, I'm not going to be grading it. You're going to be grading it, and you'll be grading yourself across these 6 dimensions: general participation, small group engagement, group and class discussion and activities, what I've called deliberateness, attentiveness, and positive interactions. So you will be giving yourself a grade at the end of the quarter on these various dimensions. And then we have our community-based learning partnership. And I'll let you read all of this, and we'll be going over this Tuesday in class. The community-based learning partnership will account for 20% of your grade. So this is not the project itself. This is you actually being in the organization roughly 2 hours a week. So this will be graded in 2 ways. One way is you are first required to complete weekly reflections about your experiences with your community partner, and these should be no more than 1 space double-paged in length. And they'll be graded using the same rubric as above for the essays. And I want you to address these 4 things in every single reflection. So it should be the description of activities, insights and understanding of the site and community it serves, commitments and challenges of you and the site itself, and insights and understandings of community psychological theory as it's experienced at each site. So again, these should be less than a page. I don't want to do that much reading. You don't want to do that much writing. Also, supervisors at each site will complete a short 8-question survey about your performance. And so these responses are completed on a 5-point Likert scale, where 5 equals strongly favorable to 1 being strongly unfavorable. And your grades will be evaluated based on this scale here, where credit is no credit means that means that the supervisor responded with a 1 or 2, so they were unfavorable toward you on that particular component. Half credit means that they were sort of neutral, they rated you a 3, and full credit means that they rated you a 4 or 5, so they were strongly favorable towards you and your work at the organization. Based on the community-based partnership, you have a community-based learning project and presentation. And so this will be a group project with students who are either paired with the same site, or you will be paired with somebody who has a similar theme to yourself if the groups don't work out. And so for this, each group will give a presentation at the end of the quarter, as well as give me a 5-page executive summary. And I'll give out the grading rubric for that executive summary as well as for the presentation toward the middle of the quarter. And as with most classes, you'll have 2 exams, one toward the middle, one toward the end of class. These are non-cumulative. They make up 15% each of your grade, so 30% in total. Here's the grading criteria. I'll allow you to go over that yourself. You can figure out what you'll get down the line, so on and so forth. And then here's our course schedule. So I'll let you read this. I don't need to go into detail about this. The most important thing is to come to class Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a full day of class. So I expect you to be there and fully participatory. Thursday, your first essay is due. So those are two things to note because, as I mentioned before, this class will move very quickly. So I don't want to leave anybody behind. So sounds like a lot. It's going to be a ton of fun. I look forward to meeting you, and let's have a great time. So I will see you on